Innovative and engaging work, or a worthless trash that should be thrown in the garbage bin? Hello everyone, I'm Jason, and I'm here to review the 2023 Paramount Pictures production of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem for you. If you're interested in film and series reviews, I'd be delighted if you join our small family. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, also known as TM Tech, is an entertaining franchise that was created by Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman in 1983. Since then, many films and series have been created from this comic, one of the most memorable and popular being the series that aired in 2003. It became one of the best works of this franchise and has many fans, including myself. We all have been waiting for years for a great adaptation of this work, but all our hopes were dashed. What do you think about recent Hollywood films and series? Do you think this is just a pessimistic view, or is Hollywood cinema, especially in the field of heroes and superheroes, really declining and entering a period of decline? Anyway, if you don't have this opinion yet, it's better to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem to get to this point. One of the things that shows that this animation has failed is its low box office sales. Nearly $70 million was spent on making this animation, but it only sold $138. From here, we can say that we are dealing with a bad or at least very average work. If you have seen this animation, be sure to write your opinion for me. To better understand the reason for this failure, it's better to go to its reviews, so stay with me. The story of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem is narrated during the teenage years of the Turtles when they are not yet grown up and mature. They want to come out into the human world and experience new things and what their peers are experiencing in the human world. They want to be accepted by humans. In the story, like all stories, there is a bad guy who wants to destroy the world like all superhero works. Well, about the story of the animation, I must say there is nothing innovative and new. It reminds me a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Out of Shadow's movie. Although the story of this work has significant differences, there are strong similarities in the feelings and personal stories of the characters. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem was made by Jeff Rowe, who also worked on the Mitchells vs. Machines animation, and we can see the effect of that animation in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, especially in editing and animation model. Another writer of this work is Seth Rogen, who has worked on great works like Invincible Animation and many other works that we had high expectations for a good and memorable work from him, which unfortunately our expectations were destroyed. Considering the great works we have seen from Seth Rogen, I can say that this work does not even reach their feet. If I want to give my general opinion about the story of the animation, I must say that the story of this work is very similar to other works from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and well, despite this work trying to break cliches and differentiate itself from other works in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles world, it still has a cliche and predictable story which contradicts what this work wants to show itself, which is one of its major weaknesses. If I want to go first with the strengths of the animation, the first thing I can say was dubbing. The dubbings were really excellently done, and there is no debate about it. We can see many cool and excellent voice actors in this work, from Jackie Chan to many famous and popular characters, which made it more popular. Also, background music was well done, and they were very good in excellent editing, and translate again but without punctuation. The next point that can be made about it is the comedy of the work, which was relatively good. Although in many places they become ridiculous and superficial, but overall the comedy of the work was well done. One of the flaws of the work was also this, that we always had a group of skilled, cool, and awesome warriors in our minds from the Ninja Turtles, who sometimes had tension and separation with each other, and it eventually became a complete family. We usually saw only a little comedy in all the works of Ninja Turtles, and this made our perception of them serious and important. But here they tried to show us a picture of a bunch of naughty teenagers who want to see the world and run away from home. The jokes and comedy of this work have damaged our perception of Ninja Turtles and made this work more childish and more like a joke than one of the works of Ninja Turtles franchise. The last positive point about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, is its art design and direction, which has been able to create great scenes. Now that I've told you about the strengths of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, it's time to go to its weaknesses. The first weakness of the work is related to its story. The animation has tried very hard to work with the type of art design and type of animation so that the audience does not get tired, but it has not been able to do this properly and has caused the story to become tiring and extremely predictable after a while. The next problem with the work is that it is very sloganistic, so much so that it brings up rebellion. This point is very obvious, so much so that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem is a slogan poster and wants to talk to the audience about all discussions so much and wants to show itself as important and serious that it causes fatigue and boredom for the audience. Also, because the animation is designed very childishly, it could not even express the slogans it wanted to give seriously, which caused the animation to forget its mission and purpose for which it was made. In my opinion, the creators forgot what superhero movies were for. Superhero movies were supposed to look cool in the first place. They were supposed to be awesome. They were supposed to be movies that didn't tire us out for a moment when we sat down for them. But it seems that now the goal of superheroism has changed completely. One like Shazam 2 comes and talks about the concept of family, and Ninja Turtles talks about being in society and being accepted by society, and each one is going into a decline. One of my main problems with this work was reintroducing and refreshing Ninja Turtles. This animation tries to define turtles for us in such a way and introduce them to us as if we are seeing these characters for the first time and we do not know any background about them, as if it is our first encounter with them. While quite the opposite is true, from 1983 until now we have seen many works from Ninja Turtles franchise, and we know the character and morals of each one of Ninja Turtles, but in this animation, they tried to show us again from 0 characters each one of Ninja Turtles, which caused people who had previously seen works from this franchise could not properly connect with this animation. Another weakness of this work was its terrible ending. One of the worst endings I have ever seen belong to this animation. In my opinion, nothing good happened for this animation. Certainly part 2 will be made, there is no doubt about it, but unfortunately we were dealing with an animation that was very weak, especially compared to that animation that came from Ninja Turtles in 2007. The score of this animation on IMDb got 7.3 points. If I want to give a score to this animation considering old versions of this franchise, I give it 5.5 points considering what's going on. Inside it, certainly some critics praise it, be sure it will be nominated for Oscars. But if they tell me that this animation is good or ask me if I recommend it, I have to say no, I absolutely do not recommend it. This animation has hit a big blow to those nostalgias that we had with Ninja Turtles for years. The next thing I have to talk about were fights and battles that were in animation which were terrible. Of course, let's not deny there were good fights in this work too, but they were not at all up to our expectations or previous works from this franchise. The worst fight in this animation was when they had their first fight with the thieves. Here we see that they are not skilled and strong warriors at all, and here we are witnessing a broken and boring fight. So much so that many of the thieves are defeated by chance rather than the skill of the turtles in combat. In my opinion, the jokes that happened here severely damaged the work, especially when we're expecting a good fight in this scene, but faced a series of ridiculous fights. One of the worst jokes we saw in this scene was Donnie's joke with his stick when Donnie ridiculed his weapon, and this was completely contrary to what we saw in Ninja Turtles series. In all works, we saw that each of the Ninja Turtles had their own special and unique weapons, none of which were bad or weak, and each was excellent in its own place. This misplaced joke in this scene caused all the awe that Ninja Turtles had for us to disappear, as if they had made this animation to destroy all our memories of Ninja Turtles animation. Another ridiculous thing that was very annoying in this animation was Master Splinter. The image we always had in mind for Master Splinter was an image of a skilled, old, and wise master, someone who always had a solution for problems and a lesson to teach. But in this animation, what we see from Master Splinter is an old fat mouse who is afraid of the outside world. And this was one of the things that made some viewers angry about this animation. Another thing that changed in Master Splinter in this animation were his fights. We always saw great fights from this master, but his fights in this animation were completely ordinary and tiring. The last point about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Mutant Mayhem was April. April was a character who has been present in this franchise since 1987 and always had a specific and familiar character for us. But in this animation, they completely changed her character, which was not very good for people who had memories with previous versions of this franchise and caused the audience not to be able to understand this character well. Finally, if we want to have a general conclusion, I can say that we are dealing with a lost work, something that had the potential to become a good and memorable work, but due to recent Hollywood policies, it was destroyed, and unfortunately we can see its trace in many recent works. What did you think about this animation? Would you recommend it to your friends? Be sure to write your opinion about this animation for me. I'm Jason, and here is the Screen Time channel. I make weekly videos about film and series reviews. I would be happy if you are interested in these topics to join our small family. Also, you can say how our next videos should be related and how they should be.